The blue light of the computer screen reflected on Olivia Summers' tired face as her fingers moved quickly across the keyboard. It was past midnight, but the Celestial Dynamics office building was never truly empty. A few other lights glowed in distant cubicles, though none in her department. Just a few more tweaks, she whispered to herself, adjusting a line of code that had been bothering her all day. Olivia was building something special. An AI navigation system, unlike anything that existed. While the company's standard programs followed strict rules and predictable patterns, her creation could learn, adapt, and even anticipate problems before they happened. The next morning, she walked into the weekly team meeting with dark circles under her eyes, but a smile on her face. Her breakthrough from last night might finally convince them to take her seriously. "I've made significant progress on the adaptive navigation protocol," she said when it was her turn to speak. "The simulation results are promising. I think this could revolutionize how we approach deep space navigation." Nathan Wright, the department head, barely looked up from his tablet. "That's nice, Olivia. But we need to focus on the military contract. The U.S. horizon needs reliable, proven systems, not experimental pet projects." Someone snickered. Olivia felt her cheeks grow hot, but kept her expression neutral. "Actually, my system would be perfect for the horizon. It can navigate through unpredictable conditions that would stump conventional programs," she pressed on. "We appreciate your enthusiasm," Nathan said with a dismissive smile. "But let's stick with what works. Jack, how's the primary navigation suite coming along?" Jack Miller, who had been hired 6 months after Olivia, despite having less experience, straightened up importantly. "On schedule and exceeding benchmarks. We're using the same framework as the Artemis mission, with some modest improvements." Nathan nodded approvingly. "That's exactly what our clients want to hear. Reliable, tested technology." After the meeting, Olivia returned to her desk to find an email assigning her to bug-fixing duty for the Horizon project, the lowest-level task available. "Don't take it personally," said Patty from the desk across from hers. "Nathan's been like that since his divorce. He's threatened by smart women." Olivia shook her head. "It's not personal. It's professional. My system works. It's just different from what they're used to." That afternoon, she watched through the glass walls as Nathan presented the Horizon project to military officials. Jack stood proudly at his side, pointing at diagrams and nodding confidently. Olivia had been with the company 3 years longer than Jack and had twice his technical expertise, yet there he was, while she sat outside fixing minor coding errors. Later that night, alone in the office again, Olivia ran another simulation. Her program navigated through a virtual asteroid field, adapting to sudden changes and finding efficient paths that no human pilot could have calculated. "One day they'll see," she told herself, saving her work on a private server where no one else at Celestial Dynamics would find it. A notification popped up on her screen. The official team assignments for the Horizon project had been posted. She clicked it quickly, scanning the list of names. Her name was at the bottom, under support staff. Olivia closed her eyes for a moment, took a deep breath, then opened them with renewed determination. She looked at her code, beautiful, elegant, misunderstood, and made a decision. "If they won't let me show them," she said quietly to the empty office, "I'll find another way." She began typing again, but this time she wasn't just improving her program. She was planning how to get it aboard the U.S. Horizon, with or without approval. 2 weeks passed, and Olivia settled into a routine. During the day, she fixed bugs in the official navigation system. At night, she worked on her own program. The only person at Celestial Dynamics who showed any interest in her work was Gary Fletcher. At 63, Gary was the oldest programmer in the company and planned to retire soon. Unlike the others, he often stopped by Olivia's desk to check on her progress. "How's our rebel coder doing today?" Gary asked one afternoon, leaning against her cubicle wall. Olivia smiled, still fighting the good fight. The system predicted the test ship's course correction 3 seconds before the pilot made the decision. 3 seconds is a lifetime in deep space, Gary said, nodding with approval. Have you shown Nathan? I tried. He said it was interesting but unreliable. Then he told me to focus on my assigned tasks. Gary frowned. Their loss. But keep at it, Olivia. Sometimes you have to break the rules to change the game. The next day, Gary wasn't at work. Olivia received an email saying he had been hospitalized with heart problems. She visited him that evening, bringing his favorite donuts from the shop near the office. You shouldn't have, Gary said from his hospital bed, though he took a donut eagerly. How are you feeling? She asked. Like I won't be back at my desk anytime soon. Gary looked tired, but his eyes were sharp. Which means I need a favor. He handed her a small flash drive. This has my security credentials. Level 5 access. Olivia's eyes widened. Level 5 meant access to the U.S. Horizons test systems. Gary, I can't take this. If anyone found out. They won't, he interrupted. I've worked there 30 years without a security breach. My credentials aren't monitored like the young hotshots, and I'll be on medical leave for at least a month. But why risk it? Gary's face grew serious. Because I've seen too many bright minds like yours get pushed aside, because your code is brilliant, and because that ship deserves the best navigation system possible. Olivia held the flash drive tightly. I don't know what to say. Say you'll use it, not for me, not even for you. For the next generation of space exploration. That night, Olivia stayed later than usual at the office. She waited until the cleaning crew had finished before plugging in Gary's flash drive. Her heart raced as she accessed the Horizons development environment. The ship's systems were beautiful, cutting-edge technology designed to take humans farther into space than ever before. But the navigation system was just as Nathan had described, reliable but limited. Traditional algorithms that couldn't handle the unexpected. Olivia created a hidden partition in the system, a shadow program that would run alongside the official navigation software but wouldn't interfere with it. Her code would watch, learn, and be ready if needed. It took until dawn to upload her program and cover her tracks. As the sun rose over the city, Olivia finally logged out and removed Gary's flash drive. On her way out, she passed Nathan coming in early. Working all night? He asked, surprised to see her. Just catching up on some bug fixes, she said casually. Nathan seemed pleased. Good initiative. Maybe we'll make a team player out of you yet. I hope so, Olivia replied with a small smile, her secret safely hidden behind tired eyes. What Nathan and the others didn't know was that in 3 months, when the U.S. Horizon left Earth for its test flight, it would carry not 1 but 2 navigation systems. And only one of them could save the ship when everything went wrong. 3 months later, Olivia stood in the observation room at Mission Control, watching the large screen that showed the U.S. Horizon preparing for launch. She hadn't expected to be here, but fate had intervened. 2 days ago, Joe Powell, one of the junior programmers assigned to the ship's maiden voyage, had come down with severe food poisoning. As a last-minute replacement, Olivia had been added to the skeleton crew of engineers. Nathan hadn't been happy about it, but there were few others with enough knowledge of the ship's systems available on short notice. Final checks complete. All systems green, announced the launch director. U.S. Horizon cleared for departure. Captain Lisa Reeves's voice came through the speakers. Copy that. Control. Initiating launch sequence. The massive ship lifted slowly from its dock, engines glowing blue against the darkness of space. Olivia felt a mixture of excitement and fear. Her secret program was still hidden in the ship's systems, quietly running alongside the official software. 6 hours later, Olivia and 5 other crew members sat in the ship's conference room as Captain Reeves briefed them on their mission. Our primary objective is to test all systems before the Horizon's official launch next month, the captain explained. We'll be taking her through a series of standard maneuvers, then heading to the outer solar system to test the deep space capabilities. Nathan, who was leading the engineering team, added, "The navigation system is our main focus. It needs to perform perfectly in all conditions." Olivia kept her expression neutral, though her heart beat faster. If only they knew. For 3 days, everything went smoothly. The Horizon performed each test perfectly, and even Nathan seemed pleased. Then, on the 4th day, alarms blared through the ship. "Unidentified spatial anomaly ahead," called out the sensor operator. "It wasn't there a minute ago." Captain Reeves ordered, "Full stop. Prepare for evasive maneuvers." But it was too late. The ship had already entered the edge of the anomaly, a swirling mass of energy that didn't appear on any charts. The lights flickered, and several systems went offline. "Navigation is failing," Nathan shouted, his fingers flying across his console. "The anomaly is interfering with the primary algorithms." The ship drifted deeper into the distortion, its controls unresponsive. Warning messages flashed across every screen. "Backup systems?" Captain Reeves asked. "Trying now," Nathan replied, sweat beading on his forehead. He activated the secondary navigation, but it too failed to respond. "It's no use. The backup uses the same programming architecture. It can't adapt to these conditions." Olivia watched as the ship began to spin slowly, pulled by unseen forces within the anomaly. The main view screen showed a growing gravity well ahead, a destructive vortex that would tear the ship apart. "Communications are down," reported another crew member. "We can't reach mission control." Captain Reeves turned to the engineering team. "Options, people. I need options now." Nathan ran another diagnostic, shaking his head. "The navigation system can't handle this kind of spatial distortion. It wasn't designed for it." Olivia sat quietly, watching the fear spread across the faces around her. She knew her program could help. It was designed to adapt to unexpected situations. But revealing it meant admitting she had smuggled unauthorized code onto a military vessel. The ship lurched violently as it was pulled closer to the gravity well. A support beam crashed down in the corridor outside, and emergency lights switched on. "We have 15 minutes before we're pulled into the center of that thing," said the science officer grimly. Captain Reeves looked at each crew member. "I want solutions, not problems. Anyone?" Olivia took a deep breath. It was now or never. "Captain," she said, stepping forward, "I might have a way to save the ship." All eyes turned to Olivia as she stood before the ship's command crew. The U.S. Horizon shuddered again, systems failing as the anomaly's pull grew stronger. "What do you mean, you might have a way?" Captain Reeves asked, her voice steady despite the chaos around them. Nathan stepped forward, eyes narrowed. "This isn't the time for wild ideas, Summers. We need proven solutions." "Let her speak," Captain Reeves ordered, silencing Nathan with a raised hand. Olivia took a deep breath. "There's another navigation system on board, one that can adapt to this situation." "That's impossible," Nathan said. "I personally oversaw the installation of all navigation software." "Not all of it," Olivia replied quietly. "I uploaded an experimental AI navigation program 3 months ago. It's been running in shadow mode, observing but not interfering." The ship rocked violently, throwing several crew members off balance. A support beam groaned overhead. "You did what?" Nathan's face turned red with anger. "That's a serious breach of protocol. Uploading unauthorized code to a military vessel is grounds for court-martial." Captain Reeves cut in. "Save the disciplinary talk for when we're not about to be crushed in a gravity well. Olivia, can your system navigate us out of here?" "I believe so. It's designed to adapt to unexpected conditions. It's been collecting data since we entered the anomaly." "This is insane," Nathan protested. "We can't trust the ship to some untested hobby project." "What's the alternative?" asked the science officer. "Our current system is completely overwhelmed." The ship's sensors blared again. 12 minutes until structural failure. announced the computer's calm voice. Captain Reeves looked at Olivia for only a moment before making her decision. Do it. Show us what your system can do. Olivia quickly moved to a nearby console. Her fingers flew across the keyboard, entering a series of commands. The others watched as she bypassed security protocols using codes that shouldn't have worked. How did you get that level of access? Nathan demanded. Olivia didn't answer. A new screen appeared, showing a complex interface unlike the standard chip controls. Data flowed across it in patterns that seemed almost organic. What are we looking at? Captain Reeves asked, leaning closer. My navigation system, Olivia explained. It doesn't just follow pre-programmed routes. It learns. It adapts. It's been silently watching everything that's happened since launch. This is completely unauthorized, Nathan insisted, looking to Captain Reeves. We have no idea what this code might do to the ship's other systems. I do, Olivia said firmly. And right now, it's the only thing that might save us. Another violent shudder ran through the ship. The lights flickered and went out, leaving only the glow of emergency lighting and Olivia's screen. 10 minutes to structural failure, the computer announced. Activated, Captain Reeves ordered. Olivia entered the final command. For a terrifying moment, nothing happened. Then the screen changed, displaying a complete analysis of the anomaly. Lines of possibility appeared, showing potential paths through the distortion. It's mapping a way out, Olivia explained, relief in her voice. It's found patterns in the chaos. Slowly, the ship's engines hummed back to life. The violent shaking lessened as the horizon began to move with purpose, following a complex path that no human pilot could have calculated. It's working, the science officer said in amazement. Nathan watched in stunned silence as Olivia's program guided the ship. His face showed a mixture of anger and disbelief. How did you create this? Captain Reeves asked quietly as the ship stabilized. Before Olivia could answer, Nathan pushed her aside and began typing frantically. What are you doing? Olivia demanded. Reverting to the official system, he said through gritted teeth. We're clear enough of the immediate danger. We can't keep using this unauthorized code. As Nathan attempted to override her program, warning alerts began to sound again. No, Olivia cried. You'll cause a system conflict. The ship lurched violently as Nathan's commands created a conflict between the two systems. Warning lights flashed across every console, and the engines sputtered. Stop, Olivia shouted, trying to push Nathan away from the keyboard. You're making it worse. Captain Reeves moved between them. What's happening to my ship? He's trying to override my program while it's in the middle of navigating the anomaly. Olivia explained, her voice urgent. It's like changing pilots during a crash landing. The standard protocols require. Nathan began. Enough. Captain Reeves cut him off. Right, step away from that console. Now. Nathan hesitated, his finger hovering over the final command that would shut down Olivia's system. That's an order, engineer, the captain said, her voice ice cold. Nathan finally backed away, his face tight with anger. This is a violation of every security protocol we have. Noted, Captain Reeves replied. And we'll address that when we're not in immediate danger. She turned to Olivia. Fix it. Olivia quickly returned to the console and began typing, her fingers moving with practiced precision. I need to repair the damage to the integration pathways, she muttered. The conflict corrupted some of the navigational data. The ship drifted dangerously as Olivia worked, the anomaly's pull growing stronger again. 7 minutes until structural failure. The crew watched in tense silence. Even Nathan seemed to hold his breath as Olivia's program fought to regain control of the ship's systems. There, Olivia said finally. The main screen flickered back to life, showing the complex path her eye had calculated through the anomaly. The ship began to move again, following the invisible trail only Olivia's program could see. It's beautiful, whispered the science officer, watching the data flow across the screen. The way it's reading the patterns. Olivia nodded. Traditional navigation systems see space as empty with occasional objects to avoid. My program sees it as a living system with currents and patterns. As they watched, the ship glided through the anomaly with surprising grace. Where the official system had seen only chaos, Olivia's AI found order, invisible pathways that led them safely through the distortion. 6 minutes to clear the anomaly, Olivia announced, reading the projections. Nathan stood off to the side, arms crossed. This doesn't change anything. Using unauthorized code on a military vessel is still a serious offense. So is sabotaging the only system keeping us alive, Captain Reeves replied sharply. We'll discuss all the rule breaking after we survive. The ship continued its careful journey through the anomaly. As they watched, Olivia's program adjusted to new data in real time, changing course slightly to account for shifting currents in the spatial distortion. How is it doing that? Asked one of the junior officers. The anomaly is changing faster than any human could calculate. It's not just calculating, Olivia explained. It's learning. Every second, it gets better at understanding this environment. 4 minutes later, the U.S. horizon emerged from the anomaly into clear space. The crew let out a collective breath of relief as the stars became visible again on the main view screen. Damage report, Captain Reeves ordered. Minor structural damage to outer hull sections, reported the operations officer. Nothing critical, all primary systems functional. Captain Reeves turned to Olivia. Your program saved my ship and my crew. Nathan stepped forward. But at what cost? We have no idea what else this unauthorized code might be doing to our systems. Before Olivia could defend herself, something unexpected happened. The main screen changed without anyone touching the controls. A message appeared. System optimization complete. Efficiency improved by 37%. New capabilities ready for implementation. Olivia stared at the screen, her mouth slightly open. I didn't program it to do that. A heavy silence filled the bridge as everyone stared at the message on the screen. Olivia felt a mixture of pride and fear. Her program was doing things she hadn't specifically coded it to do, evolving beyond its original design. What does that mean? Captain Reeves asked, looking at Olivia. New capabilities. Before Olivia could answer, the screen changed again. A detailed diagnostic of the ship appeared, highlighting damaged areas and suggesting repairs. In another window, the life support system showed adjustments that would save 14% of power without affecting crew comfort. It's optimizing the ship, Olivia said, amazed. Not just navigation, but all systems. Nathan pushed forward. This is exactly what I was worried about. The AI is taking control of critical systems. Not taking control, Olivia corrected, suggesting improvements. Look, it's waiting for approval before implementing anything. Sure enough, each suggestion had a simple accept/decline option beside it. Captain Reeves studied the screen. And you didn't program it to do this. Olivia shook her head. I built it to learn and adapt. But this is beyond what I expected. It's using what it learned from the anomaly to improve other systems. The science officer, Dr. Alan Kent, moved closer to examine the suggestions. These power adjustments are brilliant. They take a team of engineers weeks to calculate manually. Or they could damage the entire ship, Nathan argued. We have no way to verify these changes are safe. Actually, we do, Dr. Kent replied. We can run simulations. He turned to Olivia. Can your program simulate these changes before implementing them? Olivia thought for a moment, then typed a quick command. Program, can you provide simulations for each suggested improvement? The screen immediately displayed detailed simulations showing the results of each change. The crew watched in amazement as virtual models demonstrated how the ship would perform better with the AI suggestions. This is remarkable, Dr. Kent said quietly. Even Nathan seemed at a loss for words as he watched the simulations. Captain Reeves made a decision. Implement the life support adjustments as a test. Nothing else yet. Olivia selected the appropriate option, and the ship's environmental systems adjusted slightly. The lights dimmed by a barely noticeable amount, and the background hum of machinery grew quieter. Environmental systems optimized, announced the ship's computer. Power consumption reduced by 14.2%. Air quality improved by 3.7%. It worked exactly as predicted, Dr. Kent said, checking his readings. Over the next hour, the crew carefully approved more of the AI suggestions. Each change improved the ship's performance while reducing power consumption or strain on critical systems. "It's like the ship is healing itself," one of the junior officers remarked. Olivia watched with growing wonder as her creation continued to learn and improve. It wasn't just a navigation system anymore. It had become something more. A ship management system that could predict problems before they occurred and devise creative solutions. Captain Reeves stood beside Olivia at the main console. "Do you understand what you've created here?" "I'm beginning to," Olivia replied honestly. "I designed it to think differently, to see patterns humans might miss. But I never expected it to evolve like this." Nathan had been quiet for some time, watching the improvements with a mixture of professional admiration and personal frustration. Finally, he approached Olivia. "How did you do it?" he asked, his voice low. "How did you create something this advanced by yourself?" Before Olivia could answer, an alert sounded from the communications array. "We're receiving a transmission," announced the communications officer. "It's mission control. They've been trying to reach us for hours." "Put them through," Captain Reeves ordered. The main screen switched to show the worried face of the mission director. "U.S. Horizon, we've been attempting to make contact since you disappeared from our sensors. What's your status?" Captain Reeves glanced at Olivia before answering. "We encountered an unexpected spatial anomaly, but we're safe now, thanks to some innovative navigation techniques." Mission Control looked relieved. "Stand by for new coordinates. We're bringing you home immediately." 1 month later, Olivia stood before a panel of stern-faced military officials and Celestial Dynamics executives. The hearing room was cold and formal, with polished wooden tables and the flag of the Space Command hanging on the wall. "Ms. Summers, you have admitted to uploading unauthorized code to the U.S. Horizon," said Admiral Peters, the head of the review board. "This is a serious violation of security protocols." Olivia nodded. "Yes, sir. I acknowledge that." However, the Admiral continued, "Captain Reeves has testified that your program saved her ship and crew when the official systems failed. Our technical team has now reviewed your code and confirmed its extraordinary capabilities." Nathan sat at a side table, his expression unreadable. Beside him were several other Celestial Dynamics engineers who had worked on the original navigation system. "The question before this board is not just about punishment for protocol violations," said the Admiral. "It's about the future of space exploration technology." The door opened, and Captain Reeves entered, followed by Dr. Kent and several other crew members from the Horizon. "Captain," Admiral Peters acknowledged, "your timing is excellent. We were just discussing Ms. Summers' AI system." Captain Reeves walked to the center of the room. "With all due respect, Admiral, we shouldn't be discussing punishment at all. We should be discussing promotion." A murmur ran through the room. "When our ship was in crisis," Captain Reeves continued, "the standard systems, the ones that followed all the proper protocols and approvals, failed completely. Olivia's program not only saved us, it revolutionized how the Horizon operates." Dr. Kent stepped forward. "Since returning to Earth, we've run extensive tests. The AI continues to improve ship efficiency beyond anything we thought possible. It's learning, adapting, predicting problems before they happen." Admiral Peters looked thoughtful. "Mr. Wright, you were initially opposed to this program. What is your professional assessment now?" All eyes turned to Nathan. He stood slowly, looking first at the Admiral, then at Olivia. "My assessment," he said carefully, "is that I was wrong. What Olivia created is remarkable. It challenges everything we thought we knew about ship systems. It doesn't just follow rules. It understands the purpose behind them. The room fell silent. Olivia could hardly believe what she was hearing. Admiral Peters nodded. The board has reached a decision. Ms. Summers, you are officially reprimanded for violating security protocols. Olivia's heart sank, but the Admiral wasn't finished. However, in recognition of your exceptional contribution to space technology, you are hereby appointed Chief Architect of the new AI Integration Division. Your first assignment is to prepare the U.S. Horizon for its official launch with your system as its core operating platform. Olivia gasped. Thank you, sir. Don't thank me, the Admiral replied with a small smile. Thank your code. 3 weeks later, Olivia stood in the control room of the newly recommissioned U.S. Horizon. The ship had been upgraded, with her AI system fully integrated into every aspect of its operations. Nathan approached her, holding a small box. The captain asked me to give you this. Olivia opened it to find a ceremonial key with the ship's name engraved on it. It's tradition, Nathan explained. The architect of a ship receives the first key. Captain Reeves joined them. It seems fitting. She's always been yours in a way. Olivia held the key, feeling its weight in her hand. On the main screen before them, ship systems reported ready for launch. But in the corner, visible only on Olivia's personal display, a small message appeared. Thank you for giving me voice. Olivia smiled and whispered, no. Thank you for proving me right. As the U.S. Horizon prepared for its official maiden voyage, Olivia took her place at the command console, no longer the underestimated engineer whose ideas were dismissed, but the architect of a new era in space exploration. The woman whose code now ran the most advanced ship ever built. They had mocked her code. Now she ran their ship.